eater. She dancing on that pole, I know it's hard for you to keep her. She got class during the day, and then that night is when it's leaving. I say I'ma throw this money while you shake it, so we even, little bitch. Eat, bitch.
Yeet. Welcome to Mama Shay's World. I think when I have my camera up higher, makes my TV look little. That ain't no littler TV. I don't know what it looks like on your screen, but it ain't no littler TV. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Let's see what he's trying to. Wait. What is he on? What is he on? My Motivational Monday. Y'all listen, I just came from the gym and I think I overdid it. Hair nappy. So I said I'm gonna do this video and do me a little wind down walk. It's always good to walk. Especially to get to know your neighborhood and know your surroundings. But for Motivational Monday, starting over. I get a lot of DMs about starting over. And sometimes I be reading them and I be like, you know what? I don't know. And depending on what your situation is, why you're starting over, no matter what it is, right? I came up with this quote for this week, for Motivational Monday, to motivate. This is going to motivate someone. Don't look at starting over as starting from scratch. Look at it as starting with experience. Now, depending on how you comprehend that, how you interpret it, the way I took it when I came up with it, why I came up with it like that is because oftentimes, myself included, just those two words, starting over, is scary. It can give you the amount of fear to where you just like, you know what? And just have you all over the place, or just have you in a certain mind frame to where you just like, I don't know if I can do this again. Or I don't want to do this again. Or I shouldn't have to be doing this again. No matter how many times you have to start over, just never, ever, ever give up. Never, ever give up, right? And I just had to have a conversation with somebody the other day, and I had to say, well, it's not like you're starting from scratch. And I know some people may say, for instance, if you're in a situation you just lose everything. And it feels like you're starting over from scratch. You're actually not, because mentally, this time around, you know what not to do so that you can reach this point again. Because I hope that you've gotten that much in tune with yourself by now. By the time you get to that point, you should have had some moments and some talks with yourself. Start holding yourself accountable, respectfully selfish, all of that. You should have got to that point mentally to where you ain't sitting there saying, damn, how did I get here? You saying, damn, okay, I'm here now, what next? What's next? Bring it. Right? And when I say don't look at it as starting from scratch, look at it as starting with experiences, because you have that mental capacity now to know, okay, reflection. Start reflecting on some of the things that you've done to get to that place, to where you feel like you have to start over. Whether it's mentally, financially, physically. Some people are on their weight loss journey and they messed up and then they got to start over. Well, in a situation like that, I'm going to use that as an example. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting with experience, because you know that when you started, you messed up somewhere along the way because you stepped on that scale and you see you done gained a couple of pounds. Okay? So now you have that mental capacity, well, I can't go when I start over this time. I can't do. What's the definition of insanity? I can't do the same shit again and expect different results. Oftentimes, and myself included, I told y'all, I be trying to told y'all a question. I never ever speak on anything that I have not witnessed or been through myself. So when I bring y'all these Motivational Mondays, Word of Wisdom Wednesdays, Thoughtful Tuesdays, Thoughtful Thursday, whatever, it's something that I had to reflect on, possibly for me or help someone through, right? Someone DM'd me and asked me to share their story. I asked them if I can share their story on one of my Motivational Mondays, and I probably will do it on Thoughtful Tuesday. I probably will do it tomorrow because it was an interesting story. So even for myself, I've had to start over. A lot of times mentally. And I was like, man, I shouldn't be starting over at this big age. Not from scratch. And then I had to, and this is how I came up with this. Girl, you ain't starting over from scratch. I'm not talking about material things. Because it ain't always about material things. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I see people, I know people that are in lust and love with material things. And they feel like if they have those things, that they're complete. You're just a shell. You're just an empty soul. You're empty. You're empty and you're empty. Right? So that's my Motivational Monday for today. I done took up the whole time on this video, so I'm going to throw some old clips I found at the end of this video because I was supposed to be starting a reaction, and I just got into it. And I was just going to read that and just leave it there. But don't look at starting over as starting from scratch. Look at it as starting with experience. And every time I come up with these little thoughts and these thoughts enter my head, I don't care what time it be, I think of y'all and I write it down. I might get up out of the bed or be sitting at my desk and I hurry up and write it down and I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to share this with my YC family. Because somebody other than me having a conversation with me needed to hear that. Right? So that's your Motivational Monday. Let that motivate you. And I'm going to add to it. Right? Sometimes the reason that we had to start over is because somewhere along the line, we didn't know how to maneuver through those obstacles that were thrown at us. Right? So this time around, when you start over, don't look at those same obstacles as obstacles. Think about obstacles and just say, you know what? An obstacle is nothing but an opportunity in disguise. It's giving me the opportunity to change some things up, to switch some things around. Think about it. Obstacle course, right? When you go to a gym and there's an obstacle course, you got to figure out how to maneuver through it. Same thing when obstacles pop up in your life. Figure out how you're going to maneuver through it. Again, whether it's mental, physical, financial, relationships, situationships, family, anything. And I also want to leave y'all with this. Before you get ready to start over, but whatever you're starting over with, Because remember, you done already did the self-accountability, the self-awareness, the self-love, the pruning your tree, the all of that, right? So at this point, you got to keep it real with you. Even though we are our own worst critics, we also should be truthful with ourselves. Don't be running around here talking about, I don't lie, I don't tell no lies to others, but lie to yourself. Lying to yourself is when you're having expectations of others or expecting you from others, right? Don't lie to yourself. Keep it real with yourself. While you're starting over, ask yourself, are you ready for this? Can you handle this? Because it's going to be much different than it was before. And if it's the same, then something you ain't doing something right. If you start over and it start to feel like you doing the same thing and it's become redundant, it's something you ain't doing right. Nope. Start over again. Shoot fly. Don't bother me. Right? So, Motivational Monday. Starting over and obstacles. And I know I'm late with this, y'all, but I had a busy day. And to work off my frustration, I went to the gym. Came back. Now I said, let me hurry up and get this video done. Then I'm going to go for a walk. And come back and chillax. Because why? She ain't got no job. She ain't got shit to do. What's next? I keep asking myself, what's next for Mama Shay? What's next? About to catch another flight? I don't know. I love y'all.